Hey, 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 everybody, it's your girl Rich Ant, and guess what? I'm back with another speed build. This is my second upload this week. I'm on a roll. I feel so productive when I upload consistently. If I could just be this consistent over on my art channel, we'd be good to go. Listen, the reason why it's so hard for me to be consistent on my art channel because right now this is what I love doing. Not that I'm going to stop loving, I'm going to stop painting and creating really dope paintings and stuff like that, but this is just me screen recording what I'm already going to do, which is play The Sims. Whereas painting, you got to set up lighting, you got to have the setup right, the camera right, you got to pull out your DSLR, all of that stuff. So it's just, I'd rather do this. I keep saying I'm going to try to upload a video or two over um on my art channel just to see if people are interested, and then that would be kind of cool because I have a bigger audience over there. But anyway, I decided to do another single family home, this time in Newcrest. And I have not filled up that world yet. I get in these places where I want to do either a fresh new build or I may remodel one of the EA houses or, so I haven't filled this world yet. Building does take me a long time but I think it takes a lot of people a long time from what I understand. There are YouTubers that I follow that are established assemblers and they build all the time and they build such elaborate, detailed, oh my God, builds that just inspire me to want to go ahead and power up the laptop and get started. And they say it's about 4 hours of footage or, more, depending on the build. If it's like really massive, more. So I guess I'm not doing too bad, starting out. Um, but I struggled with this roof. I just love how I see a lot of different elevations on the roofs of different builders that I follow. And so I try to do the same thing because it does look good. It does really make the house pop. Although you see, the thing about this is what I'm noticing when I scan the gallery. It's just the standard American home, suburban home. It's it's standard. So like they're all nice. It's not hard to find nice houses, you know. So yeah, there's that. But I really like clutter. I think I said that in my last one, and I love it. So therefore, I try to do a lot of clutter in my builds. Um, I think I played around with this roof a few more times, and then even in the very end, I decided to take away the two windows that I end up adding to the or I added all these little, those little miniature circle windows that you could put in the triangles at the top, that roof there, right there. I took away the outer ones, even though like the screenshots you see them. I think before I uploaded it to the gallery, it bothered me, so I took them away. If you want to add them back, if you decide to download this house, then hey, go right ahead. It's not hard, not hard at all. I think they're part of base game. If not, they're like uh, they either seasons or cats and dogs. Like I've said before, I only have 5 packs. Although I do like to sometimes do like a restricted pack build where I'm only using 1 pack, and typically that 1 pack is either seasons and then of course the base game packs. I like houses that are symmetrical, but I also like to have them sometimes a little one random room off to the side. So although there's this side room that's not on the other side, I still think that the house is pretty much symmetrical. Um, these windows with the shutters, they didn't work on all the walls like I hoped, so I had to change the side windows and the back windows. Which even I think in real actual homes, you do that. Um, I'm trying to do a variety of different types of builds, although I love the contemporary build. I really also want to start trying to really look through all of my items in build by mode to just see how I can use them in different ways because it kind of gets redundant after a while. You know, especially if you have a style um, where you're doing the same thing over and over again, and yeah, it's like they all have to look alike. Um, so I'm working on that as well because, like I said, I can gravitate towards a California contemporary really easy, and I love mid-century modern furniture. The other thing I'm trying to do is use no CC, even though if it's a house that I am going to probably play with one of the Sims that I create or already have. Um, More than likely, I swap out stuff for custom content because I just like um, the aesthetic of certain content creators' furniture. Peacemaker is my absolute favorite, but I've also recently found like some other ones. But Peacemaker is the one that I have the majority of my stuff created by. And then I have a few content creators that I don't know their names, but I found that they do like black art. So since I'm playing my Sim self and my Sim self's family, the legacy generation thing, um, I tend to, when it comes to like maybe a young girl or something like that, I tend to want to put the black art that showcases women of color. I can't remember the name of the person who did those though. I don't even know if I ever knew. I think I stumbled upon them. Um so yeah, this build, um I don't know what to say about it. It was fun. I don't think that table works that I'm working on right here. I mean, I think the chairs work, but I don't think you can access the bench without changing the table to a smaller table. And I really wanted to use that one. And since this is a 3-bedroom house, I figured at the best 3 Sims live here. Worst case scenario, you can kind of just arrange it so that it works for 4 people if the main Sim has a spouse or something. I love the whole black and white checkerboard floors, or diamond if you want to say, because they are kind of diamond shaped. But I love them. They are my favorite. In my own home, I had them in the kitchen. I didn't have them in the bathrooms though. And then the rest of the house was wood. And the funny thing about me, as far as my design taste, I like very eclectic, a very eclectic style, I guess you could just say. I like it to have a little clutter, as they call it here in the game. I love a lot of junk that's pretty and sometimes pointless or really doesn't serve any purpose. I love color on the walls. I'm not a big fan of just plain white walls or beige walls. I love color. Um, I love open shelving or shelving with glass doors, things like that. And it definitely would look like, an artist lived there. And probably a lot of jewel tones. In this, on this channel, I want to do a few house tours. Maybe I could introduce you to different characters in the game and then do some house tours because I've already built them. Obviously, I don't want to rebuild them again. I'm still working on getting that camera smooth, but I feel like, if I'm kind of just introducing you and walking you through the house, then it's a more forgiving when you're doing a house tour that the camera's not smooth versus when you're actually trying to do it in a machinima style. Then it looks like, what in the world is this person doing? They don't know what they're doing. um, I had so much fun though working on this because it was, like I said, I'm just trying to push myself outside the box. And that random window over there, it was just really fun. And I tinkered around with this house. I took my time with it, which I love about how you can just hyperlapse the video and it just looks so stringless and effortless. Like, yeah, I know for some people this might be too fast, but I don't see how you can do a detailed speed build and edit it down to 30 minutes at best. I try to keep them at like 30 minutes, no more than, and it not be really fast. Like something that took you 4 hours to create, or five, 4 or 5 hours to create. I'm thinking you're gonna really speed it up to kind of condense the video to something that people will watch on YouTube. That's also why I try to have a little chit chat and good conversation and not just music. Although some people like the music because they just kind of let it play while they're working, which I guess still counts as a view, long as it's playing and played all the way through. But yeah, I don't know. I try not to get into all of the analytics. I know they're important, but also know that they can kind of make you take the fun out of what you're doing if you allow it to bother you that they're, not doing maybe as well as you'd like them to. But you do have to kind of keep track on them a little bit, though. These little nooks and crannies, it's just so granny like. Even though my granny, this isn't her style house. My granny's very, I don't know what you call her style, but it's definitely a little bit more, I would say, it's kind of country, but not. It's like modern country, not Victorian country or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was trying to go with the whole red, black, and white, but eventually I kind of gave up on that and just did, you know, this just works with this style of house. Just put it in there. Like in the office, that ended up being more neutral tones and it just worked. And I like it. I love this office. It's so darling. It would be so cool if you could actually virtually walk into your actual houses that you create. But I can't really honestly tell you which one I would actually live in if I could choose. Like if all of a sudden one day an architect said, you know what, any of the houses you have here on The Sims, pick one, we'll build it for you, and you can live in it. It's yours. I'd be like, oh, that's so stressful. I'm so happy, but this is so stressful. Because I wouldn't know which one. I like quite a few of them. But I think I would gravitate towards the cozy ones that have a lot of crap in them. Even though I love, like I said, California contemporary and stuff. I think I would probably gravitate towards, as long as there's a lot of sunlight. That is my one thing. I like it has to have a lot of good sunlight. And I think I would probably want to live in Willow Creek. Yep, I think I would want to live in Willow Creek. Although I love Oasis Springs because it doesn't snow. But I think I would live in Willow Creek. Um, but Newcrest is a nice looking neighborhood too. Oh, let's talk about all this good stuff that's coming. First of all, I do want to do some house tours of the builds that I've already created. And also, I want to go in and be when the update happens, when Get Famous comes out. A few of them I think would look really good, adjusting them and doing some terrain tool stuff on them, modifying them in that way. Especially the ones that are like Newcrest, set with these like park-like backgrounds. You could kind of augment your backyards to have a little bit of, some hills and stuff. That would be so pretty with the different trees and everything. That would look so good. Trees get expensive in this game, but they do look nice. I was really torn about keeping the curtains there. I really wanted to, but then I was like, the whole thing about light. Yeah, I want light to be in my game. I want my Sims to have natural light. But if you download this house, feel free to add the curtains. I will say the curtains in this game kind of suck. I definitely feel like that would be where, if I really were a person who were anal about window coverings, I would probably just download some custom content, to be honest. Anyway, I'm really excited about Get Famous. And I don't like the fact that the world is so small as far as being a person who does like to build. You would have to bulldoze some of the community lots just to really feel like you have created your own little neighborhood in town, because there are literally two houses, two lots in the more affordable district, and then up in the Pentacles, I think they call it, where it's supposed to be like Hollywood Hills. There are three lots that are already established, already built, and I think they already have people in them. So that's like you're gonna have to evict people and bulldoze. I mean, I typically bulldoze stuff anyway because I don't always really, like I said, I'm not a fan of the bills that are usually pre-existing. Whenever I've gone into some of the bills in the game that were already there, they just lack some je ne sais quoi. I think I said that right. But yeah, so I'm excited about the build buy stuff though. I've watched quite a few people do the buy mode stuff, and oh my goodness, there's so much you could do, even with the set stuff that you would use for creating sets for the actresses or actors when they're, filming and everything. There's so much you could do in that outside of the career. The glamorous glam stuff, the animal print chairs, which I am a big fan of because I love animal print, not in excess though. I like it, in moderation, but just pops of it here and there really can set a room off. I can't wait for the build, and that and terrain tools are what I'm looking forward to. I am seriously disappointed in the world as far as the amount of lots that they have. I was hoping for maybe something at least the size of Willow Creek, or even I think Brindleton Bay is bigger, even though you know there are not a lot of empty lots on Brindleton Bay, but still, it was disappointing. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not gonna complain. Um, it is what it is. Maybe they'll update it at some point and add more. I don't know. The actual world itself, though, is beautiful. I mean, they really did that thing. But I totally agree with the Sim Supply. James Turner was like, you brought us almost 90% there with the cars, but you won't give us cars. Like, they're not even build the buy mode, debug mode, build by debug mode items. Like, from what he said, he's had a chance to play because he went to Sims Camp. He said that they're not even in there, which kind of messed up because then you can't even park one out in front of your house in another world or whatever. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, I guess we'll still continue to use the toy cars that we have. They even got like RVs and stuff. And another thing I'm also disappointed about the game is the world-wise, it seems more like a game pack instead of an expansion pack. Even though you do get a world, but it's so small, and there are no apartments because apartments are everywhere. Like apartments all over the world. I don't understand why they just make apartments in just one world. I don't get that. Like, why can't there be apartments in certain districts in LA? In the world, it's going to be like LA. But anyway, with this build, like I said, I've been using furniture that I don't typically gravitate towards, although I like it. But I just thought that maybe it's very taste specific. There may be Sims who don't like this kind of stuff. They might think it's kind of old lady-ish or whatever. But you can always swap out a bed and a nightstand if you don't like it. You can always swap out the wallpaper, but you like the bones of the house. I've done that. I've seen downloads where I'm like, oh, I like the construction of this house. I wish I could have thought of something like that or did something like that, but I don't have to because I could just download this and then furnish it in a way that I like, especially if they have packs that I don't use, I don't currently own, or maybe it's custom content I don't own, so then I have no choice but to switch it up. Here are some debug items that I sized up and added to that shelf just to give the room a little bit more, I like stuff, I want stuff in the room. So that's what I was pretty much trying to work on. filling the room with stuff because he or she or whoever has been here for a while, is established here in this house, and so she has quite a bit of things that she's collected over the years. Um, and it's just so charming. I love it. I love the master bedroom. I wish I could have made the ensuite a little bit more luxurious. I actually wish I would have used the tub instead of a shower, but I don't know. It is what it is. Because this stuff is already done. The house is already uploaded to the gallery. But I still like it. I just, when you go back over it, especially when you're recording the voiceover, you might see some things that you would have done differently. And yeah, there are quite a few things that I'm like, you know what? If I do move a sim into this house, I think I'm going to do something a little bit differently. I mentioned that I do only have 5 packs. So, and I mentioned that which ones they are in a previous video, but again, I have Seasons, I have City Living, I have Get Together, I have the laundry, because I like laundry, and I have cats and dogs. I really wanted pets in my game. I wish they populated, the strays, I wish they populated all over the world, not just in Burleson Bay. I like Brindleton Bay. I think it's a beautiful world. It's just rainy. Every time I go there, it's raining. So I'm like, what is that supposed to be like? Seattle or something? Is that mimicking Seattle? That's what it makes me think of. What would be nice? Speaking of worlds, something that reminds you of San Francisco. So, like, instead of the lots being, the lots will be connected to each other, but because they're townhouses or something, I don't know. I love San Francisco. Those hills, those beautiful Victorian row homes, the trolley, all of that stuff. That would be a cool world. And I'm trying to think of some other stuff that I would like to see. Definitely want to see some more tropical places that kind of remind you of, the Caribbeans. And I would love to see something that looks like it's from the continent of Africa. Like maybe where Giraffe Manor is in Rwanda, or Egypt, or Nairobi. I don't know, just some other places, South Africa, just some other places. Just some of the nice, I would like to see that. But, and another one, like architecture from an Asian country like China or India. I see some Indian influence in the city of San Myshuno. It's kind of has a lot of cultural stuff going on. But, yeah. This is it. This is the house tour. And I really, like I said, was happy with this build. I did do a few changes off camera. And, one being those circles at the top. I've talked in my videos before about eventually getting a better laptop at some point. But listen, I have no clue as to what to get. I want to custom build a laptop. I know that people are talking about 4K, and I know I just want it to be really fast to handle all of the Sims, like all 26 packs. But I don't know any of the information. I know that I do want a desktop, and I'll just keep my laptop till I can afford to replace it. But yeah. So that's why I kind of have been just focusing on speed building instead of doing the Let's Plays, because Let's Plays tend to lag in my game, and it just makes screen recording and trying to play the game very frustrating. You see here, I'm still trying to finagle that camera, but I really like what I did. I love the little laundry room, the little hallway right here to the to the office, the little powder room right out the kitchen. I love a powder room, you guys. Or some countries call it a washroom. I don't know. But I love it where it's just the sink and the toilet, and it's like that's where your guests can go, so they're not going up to your bedroom. And that office is just so cute, so cute. I do want to create some builds in the future that do have CC, and like I said, you can always swap it out for other stuff. But I really want to show off my CC stuff. I like it. And like I said, I've been just really trying to force myself to use furniture I don't use often. In this game, I really wish there were like actual crown molding. I know they have that stuff that you can put on the outside of the buildings, but I've never seen anyone use it on the inside. And I'm gonna try and see if it works. But like dental crown molding, stuff like that. I mean, the molding having is nice, but I wish there was some ornate molding. I did fix the roof because you'll see a point where right here I remember to turn off the grid to do the house tour after I did the whole downstairs. But I don't know if you can see it in the tour, but I realized that I didn't fix the roof properly with the triangle parts of the roof on top. I didn't have them pulling all the way through like they should have been, so I did fix that off camera. And oh, I'm in build buy mode doing this. There's a mod for this. If I remember, I'm going to put a link down so that you can do your house tours and all that stuff, your camera screenshots and everything without having to go live into the house, you know. So there is a mod for this. The Sim Supply posted it on his website, a link to it. So this is definitely a house for if you have, you know, a girl and a boy. But you can always change things around to your liking. And yeah. I'm really proud of this house. I really like the eclectic charm of it. I'm just going back in some of these rooms here to grab some screenshots. And I think my next house that I build, and I might work on that over the weekend. I still need to catch up on some of the Inktober's. And then after that, I think I'm gonna work on some more build mode speed builds and do some fun, funky, eclectic ones. But I am gonna do a house tour video of the one that I already did. It's a basic build on the outside, but because they were a rags to riches family, I guess I could change the whole construction of the house if I wanted to. But I kind of like the way it is. So yeah. And this is also the first time I didn't do an open concept. Well, not the first time, but it's the first time in a long time that I didn't do something where the main level was, as soon as you walk in the door, it's like an open concept living with maybe the half walls and stuff like that at best. This is the first time I've done it where it's like the whole entire downstairs is like different rooms and sectioned off and stuff. Steps right there as soon as you walk in the front door, you know, that kind of thing. But it's cute. I like it. It's so cozy. I thought about it after the fact, like I should have put a fireplace in there because it just feels so cozy and charming, like there should be a fireplace in there. But the next one, there's always more builds, more ideas. Like I said, here I'm grabbing some screenshots. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. Please definitely hit that like button, notification bell, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. No pressure, but it really does help my channel if you do. And grace and peace, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.